Hi there. Welcome to February's Heart Health Month, Heart Awareness Month, where we're going to have conversations all month long about how to cultivate a healthy heart, whether it's on an emotional level, a physical level, a spiritual level. In my book, Reverse Your Heart Disease Naturally, The Woman's Guide to Not Die Before Your Time, and it, the publisher recommended I title the book that because heart disease is the number one um, way that women die in the Western world. And it takes 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 5 women over the age of 45 or 50. And those stats are pretty dire. So I've been working with this particular topic, this particular system, I guess is a better way to say it, for 30 years. And I have watched how hearts can heal. And so I want to just have multiple conversations about the various ingredients to the recipe, if you will, on how to cultivate a healthier heart. And the first place we start, this is chapter 4 in my book, which you are welcome to grab yourself a complimentary copy of. This is on the state of our union. So our heart is like the motherboard for all the function in our body, and it receives not only our breath, it receives nourishment through our blood. So when we eat food or when we take in drink, and this is true of the air we breathe too, I actually also am 100% convinced it's true of the thoughts we think. All of that is sort of digested, if you will, and then it's carried through the network of blood vessels that the heart pumps. The heart is an electrical organ, right? There's literally an electrical impulse in our heart, and that is considered by many in spiritual traditions to be our divine spark. So if you're alive and breathing today, you have that divine spark. It may be a smaller spark, or if you've been tending to your spiritual growth over time, the spark, the way it tends to be is that spark grows. It's like a bellows, in a fire. You kind of use the bellows to make the fire become greater and more warming and more, consuming, I guess is one way to think about it. So our heart is really a central and a key fulcrum is the word I'm looking for in our health. And so, what I would have you do in this short time that we're together is ask yourself the question, what if our heart is the personal representation of the connection to all. Some people refer to the energy that's greater than ourselves. They might refer to it as source or the universe or spirit or higher self, higher wisdom, divine wisdom, divine love. The frequency of love is the entire fabric of the universe. Our heart is the place and the space and the portal through which we actually connect into that weave and that fabric of love that is holding the entire fabric of the universe together. And we tend to want to do it through our head, but our head doesn't have the same connection as our heart does. So my question to you is, what do you want to call that? And I talk with women all day long about this, and I have for years. And what I often hear is things like, well, I'm not religious. When I ask the question, like, how do you reference what is your relationship with the energy that's greater than you? And almost always the first thing that I hear back is, well, I'm not religious. And whether you're religious or not isn't the point. Religion is a foundation that some people use to find their way through, but it isn't necessary because it lives in all of us. A lot of people will say they feel it in nature, they feel it when they're being creative, they feel it in any present moment where they're breathing. Sometimes yoga can bring us into that state, especially at the end. We're laying back in Shavasana and everything feels yummy. But the point is that we feel it both inside of ourselves and we feel it as a connection to the universe, the greater benevolent soup of life or force of life. It has to be both. So whatever word, and words matter, because we can use one word and it will close part of us down to feeling both. But so I'm asking you to just be kind of in this, give yourself permission to explore which word, and maybe I'll list them with this video, which word actually makes it feel to you like you can feel the greater universal force, life force, outside of you and inside of you, where it actually kind of exchanges back and forth, much like our breath. So we breathe in and we breathe out. And that is a constant exchange that we're in. And honestly, when we're breathing, the particles and the essence of energy that we're breathing in is source. It's life force. We just don't always think about it that way, or we don't even think about our breathing. So try to slow your breathing down, take some nice deep breaths, and just tap into some of these words. Be an inquiry about it over the week, like which word is alive to you? Which word has like a life force or an essence that makes you feel like you're connected to the whole, and that you're part of that as well, and that it actually flows in, through, and around you. And let me know in the comments box which I tend to use all of the words now. They all make me feel that way, but that's because in a I've been in a very conscious connection with these words for years, so that I could feel them. I wanted to know what each of them felt like, and maybe that's something you want to do too. But for now, let us know which word or words make you feel most connected to the whole while centered in yourself. And if you want to share any other elements, like what it makes you feel, or what it opens up in you, something along those lines, please feel free. And next time, we'll be talking about how to access with the use of gratitude, in a way that maybe you haven't heard about yet, but we'll be talking about how to use the energy of gratitude to access more connection in your heart. Okay, I'll talk to you then.